is a Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom. We've got Joey Mazzant here. How you doing, Joey?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me back.
Joey Mazzant hangs out at the theme parks.
Before we start, I want to remind everybody, next Thursday is that Grant Brittain Tony Hawk discussion at the Orlando Museum of Art.
Yeah, man.
You can go to omart.org or you can go to tomandan.com. You can see the Tony Hawk Grant Brittain thumbnail. Just click on that. It'll go to tickets. There's only tickets left to the discussion portion.
It's like a panel. You get to see Tony and Grant discuss their entire history of hanging out together and basically documenting skateboarding history just from basically when it started.
Yeah, and there's a small auditorium inside the Museum of Art that the discussion's happening. It's super intimate.
Yeah, man, it's nice.
And tickets are $100. If you use promo code Tom and Dan, you'll get free passes to the Orlando Museum of Art with that purchase, and you can go back and see the Grant Brittain exhibit.
There's plenty of other exhibits to see there. Cool. There's a punk rock exhibit. There's a little Golden Book exhibit. There's a guitar exhibit. Lots of fun stuff to look at there at the Museum of Art.
So get your tickets, and that's next Thursday. Daniel and I will be out there as well.
We will indeed.
So we hope to see you there. So Joey, how you doing?
Real good, sir. Real good. Thank you so much.
Good to see you, man.
You too.
Before we get into theme parks, and I just want to touch on a little bit of Steelers.
I figured you might want to touch on the Steelers.
I almost brought Iron City beer in today to celebrate.
Because I was watching.
Your Steelers look pretty good.
I was watching them win again last night.
They're a winning franchise, Tom. The Steelers are a winning franchise.
And you know it's funny.
Do you know how long Tomlin's been coaching the Steelers? A lot of people don't know this. 91 years he's been coaching the Steelers.
I almost want to believe it.
Yeah, it's close to 20, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he start in when did he start? 04?
Trying to remember. I think it was
It's been a long
college.
anyway. It's been a long time. I like Mike Tomlin.
And I can't help but notice how much luck the Steelers are depending upon
Cabin
to
wasn't
win these
telling
games.
me that. Cabin says it's pure skill. Cabin says it's pure. It's all by design.
I was in a Troy Aikman be like, that was a bad pass. Great catch. He just underthrew that ball by a lot. And George Pickens
Troy was making a lot
made
of
an
jokes
amazing
last night.
catch.
Troy was feeling himself.
Although this is how insane fantasy football is, I had the Steelers kicker last night, and I needed him to score 14 points or more for me to win my week.
How'd you do?
I won by less than 1 point. He scored 14 points exactly.
He got it.
And I would have lost if Pickens would have got both feet in the end zone in that pass.
Hey.
And it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen where he touched 1 foot twice, the same foot.
It was a double hop. You saw the double hop.
And then
there were people saying, the chat rooms on Reddit, they're like, I don't think he could ever do that again. Like the double foot hop out of bounds.
Yeah,
that
because
was so slick.
It was insanity.
I would love it, dude.
And then his left foot just hovered above it. I thought when I thought he scored the touchdown, I screamed, no! And then Chris was like, stop doing this to your family. You can't be screaming. You're scaring the boys. And then I looked back and I was like, what? Oh, it's not a catch. And then old Boswell kicked another field goal. I needed that 3 points.
He got it.
He's the greatest kicker of all time in the franchise. Look at his numbers. It's disturbingly high.
But Ryan Fitzpatrick did bring up a point. He's like, wait a minute. So you're telling me that if a receiver catches a pass and then hops on 1 foot 20 yards and then goes out of bounds,
it's not a
then
touchdown.
It's not a catch?
I said the same thing to Andrea. I go, what he was doing, what he did was more impressive.
Yeah,
it's super hard to do.
If you could touch 1 foot, bring it off the ground, then touch it again, the double tap should kind of be.
I mean, all in the news this week, AP News was how long can you stand on 1 foot to determine your real, true athletic age. By the way, if you're 48, you should be able to stand and hover for 40 seconds.
Steelers have a bye this week, and then they come back Commanders, Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Browns, Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs, Bengals.
So the Chiefs is the only real competition in that mess.
Well, at the end of the year, they may not even, they'd be sitting all their starters, Mahomes. You know what I'm saying?
We only need 3 more. 3 more wins, and we're in the playoffs.
They may be 5 games ahead of everybody and just sit everybody
and
for
I
the
can't
rest
keep
of
up with who they acquire. They're always pushing people in, pushing people out.
Oh, dude,
matter.
No, it's constant in and out, and it's always good people.
It's like watching EJ play with Pokemon. It's like, wait, what's his name this week?
Yeah,
what do we got this time?
It's impressive, man.
Oh, then I bid a bunch on Juju Smith-Schuster because he had he's garbage. God, I hate fantasy.
I went 400 at Lazard, which is a really bad. It was a bust.
We're done.
Okay,
with it.
yes, we did it. We got it out of our way.
Let's talk.
Congrats to your Steelers, though.
Oh, thank you.
Let's talk theme parks, Joey. So you said you wanted to tell me something that was going to blow my mind. So what do we got
Now,
here?
whenever Tom hears something like that, just understand that he's doing everything in his power to not have his mind blown. He hates having his mind blown.
I love the challenge. I'm just hoping that these numbers I give you are so astronomical that it just makes you mad.
Well, we purposely waited. I will tell you that me and Tom purposely waited. We did not source the numbers on ticket prices because we knew you were going to come in and talk about it, but we did both have a conversation one morning where we're like, well, it's in the news. Everybody's bitching about ticket prices to the theme park, so we'll have to talk about that when Joey comes in. So where are we at with ticket prices now?
Oh, did they lower them? I'm joking.
I like that. Mind blown.
I don't think I'll be alive to ever see them lower. You know, maybe in some sort of dystopian future.
If you're doing if you're doing the show history math, Andrea decided that we were priced out one full cycle ago.
Yep.
So the last time they raised them, we were like, yeah, I don't know.
It was. I moved here 21 years ago. I've been in Florida 21 years now. And the year I moved down here, I was able to get an annual pass to Disney, no blackout dates. $368.
Yeah. 20 years ago, 21 years ago.
That's old
this year they are $1,549.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
My first car wasn't $1,549.
Yeah, so I'm spending in upwards of like almost $5,000 for my whole family to go if I want the big dog passes, right?
The big dog annual passes.
Yes.
Now, if you want to get on the rides, you got to buy the new express passes, the new lightning lanes.
So it's 15, 15, 15. So I got I'm in for 3 of those, and then I got to get 3 lightning lane or
for
whatever.
every day you're in the park.
So that's something I need to buy every time I go. I can't just buy a yearly version of that.
No.
Oh God, this is a mess now.
Yeah.
This is a mess.
Like if you want to go to the Magic Kingdom, it hurt my soul to write these numbers down. If you want to go to the Magic Kingdom during peak season, like Christmas, you want to take your kids, you want to see the tree, you want to do all that stuff.
It is really nice.
And this is for season passes or just regular tickets?
No, this isn't even the ticket. This is a one day. You already have the ticket. You already spent the $200 to go to the park that day. So you, the missus, and the boys, $800 for one day at the Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
Just to walk in the door and say, hey, look.
$800 gets me through the door. Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Now the kids say, hey, I want to do Space Mountain. I want to do Tron. I want to do all the rides I want to do. There's like 24 rides in that park.
I say, no.
We're here to sit here. You're going to sit here and people watch.
Let's say you
find a person that you see that looks unique and start sketching them in your sketchbooks.
That's option A. Option B is for $449 a person. You can go on all the rides one time with no line. You just walk up to the express line or the lightning lane and you touch your ticket and you can get on the short line.
Now, am I okay with I spent my $1,500 or my $200. We're back at the $200.
Yeah.
So me and Tom and our kids, we spent $200 a ticket. Can I just go and wait in a 5-hour line for a ride? Okay.
So let's say you're going to
can go and be miserable. So misery is guaranteed.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Misery's free.
Yeah,
misery's free.
Is free.
Okay.
Misery's free.
Okay,
Bottled
sure.
waters are still $6, but misery's free.
Okay. So there is the option of like you go straight to and give everybody the I get there as early as I can. I'm in the park. And when do they open?
Well, here's the other disadvantage.
Yeah, please.
The park opens at 9 o'clock, but if you're staying at a Disney hotel, it opens at 8:30. So a lot of the people staying at the Disney hotels already had that half-hour advantage, so they're already ahead of you.
Right.
So even if you get to the park at 8 o'clock and you get in line and you get ready, and at 8:30, you go to the ride you want to go on, there's that's on
Damn,
me.
Joey. This dude, you can move the microphone away from your ass when you're saying this. I don't know why this guy likes to fart on the mic. You got Howard Stern over here.
Baba Booey.
Yeah.
Baba Booey. And so you can get there early. So you show up early and you go to Space Mountain. There's already a 90-minute wait.
Okay.
So you're already showing up to the park.
Oh, Tom loves it when you show up for a 90-minute wait. That's your favorite thing, right? Don't they call you 90-minute Tom?
So imagine getting to the park. You get the kids up. You get there early. You get your Starbucks. You spent your $800. You go to Peter Pan. You open up your phone and you tell your kids to watch the movie on your phone so they know what the hell they're doing. And when that movie's over, you still got a 30-minute wait in the line.
That's a good joke. I like that. Yeah, I like that joke, Joey.
So going back to how much the fast passes are,
Yep.
did you say they're $449 a piece?
During peak season, $449.
Yeah.
So what that means
He's giving
is
us worst case scenarios for everything.
Oh, the best case scenario is only about $100 worse.
So
Yeah, I mean, you're only saving $100 if it's a good day.
I go into my family, I'm $800 in for the tickets, and then I'm another
$1,800.
That's insane.
Well, but that's to make it like, because remember, like, gone are the day when you open up your ticket and you have 3 fast passes just there, right?
Those were the good old days.
Yeah, so remember, like, that's when it left me. Like, I used to love going. Maisie loved going to Disney. We'd breeze in. We'd pick our 3 rides that we wanted to do. We'd hit them and we'd breeze out. I am correct in that is gone.
So you can still do that, but you have to pay for it.
Okay.
So there's the baller tier where you spend your $450 and you walk on water. And then for a slightly lesser cost, you can spend closer to like $60 a person, and then you can book them on your phone. The problem is it's like trying to find a date to prom day of. You got to take what's there. Your kids want to go on Thunder Mountain, Space Mountain, and Mine Train, and the only thing available is Winnie the Pooh, PhilharMagic, and the Teacups. So, yeah, you can spend the $60 to do rides, but you're basically stuck doing the rides nobody wants to do. So you can either have 30% of a good time, 0% of a good time, or 100% of I have to refinance my house and call that mortgage guy.
Now, there is a part of me that sneakily does love that the option for paying, you just get the scraps, forcing you to the big dog ticket. There's a part of greed in me that when I hear that, I'm like, well, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, like they obviously are doing this to funnel everybody up to that top tier ticket,
Of course.
especially if you're already in Florida.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
Right.
If this vacation's already, I have to refinance my house for this vacation. I might as well just go
that
into
is
debt.
a lot. That is a lot of dough. That is, I'm glad that Maisie's through that phase.
So if you were out of town and you wanted to take your family of 4 to Orlando for, let's say, like a 5-day parks vacation and stay at a Disney resort.
Oh, God.
Okay, yeah. After a Disney resort, so you're buying food
You
at the resort.
need to start saving, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, with tickets, and even if you wanted to like have only like a couple days of
did you
fast
say
pass,
5 days in the parks? Because people do that.
Yeah.
It used to be the way you did it. You would go and you do Universal and Disney.
That's the number.
Oh my God! Yeah.
What is it?
So, if you have a family of 4, you're staying at a Disney hotel. We'll say the Contemporary for convenience.
Okay.
That's a good one. It's not too crazy.
With your base meal, we're doing no character dining. Let's say your base meal, it'll cost you around $40 a person to eat.
Okay.
After you buy 4 days, 4 parks, each park you pay for the highest tier pass for all 4 of your kids. Just the tickets, no food, nothing else.
Yeah.
Just the tickets and the lightning lanes comes to $7,220 for 4 days.
Chat room was getting pretty close. Yeah, they're you guys are. I was impressed.
That's
Chat
with the
room doing
resort
good.
too?
No. Now for the resort, if you're going to stay at the Contemporary, that's going to cost you another about $700-800 a night.
Okay.
So now at 4 nights, you're looking at another $3,200.
I mean, the Contemporary, the extra $700 to stay at the Contemporary is actually more of a value than anything else you're even getting.
You nailed it. It's so convenient.
I mean, it is convenient, but I'm just saying it's still expensive. But at least you're getting something.
So after tax, that puts us at $11,000 for 4 days of fun. And we haven't talked about food yet. Wait, your kids got to eat.
Wait a minute, you could go to a pretty nice
Screw
place.
food, booze. I gotta get drunk if I'm spending
Well,
$11,000.
you can.
Yeah.
Remember, at Disney parks, it's a little harder though.
Well, you still can, but you got to get the cabana at the Contemporary, and that's going to cost you around $1,100-1,200, and that doesn't include the cost of food. So realistically,
$15K.
Yeah. 15K
15K.
gets you an okay vacation. That doesn't get you a great one. It gets you an okay one.
Okay.
You could go
So-
on a destination trip to somewhere awesome for $15K.
I went to the Big Island of Hawaii a couple years back when we went to see Jetsons Iron Man. It cost us $10,000.
Nice.
Right?
which is expensive, but it's $5,000 cheaper than that.
Which I thought was, and at the time I was like, we're still paying it. I don't know. There's some credit cards that are still full.
I get it.
But and I remember at the time I'm like, well, this is a once in a lifetime. I mean, the kid's uncle running the Iron Man. We're gonna see him get married. You know, the whole thing. We're gonna go to Hawaii.
Sure.
So, so I justified. I was like, $10,000 is a lot, an insane amount, which I could never comprehend spending when I was younger. But it's worth it for a once in a lifetime. $15,000. I know people like Disney World and the parks and stuff, but I don't think you leave there thinking this is a once-in-a-lifetime vacation. Maybe you do if you really love the parks, I guess, but God.
It's just
they go every year. There are people that go every year. Think about that. If you go 10 years in a row, that's $150,000.
Yeah, and again,
when does it price everybody out?
Well, the chat room wants to point this out. I mean, we are doing worst case scenario here. And Joey, if you did need advice, you could talk to Joey, and Joey would probably be able to tell you how to do that on the cheap, right? I mean, that is something that you know how to do.
If you go, excuse me, tickets during peak season, family of 4, $7,220. Let's say if you go during dead season.
All right.
Dead season. I'm talking where there's almost nobody in the park.
That's a lie. There's always people.
I'm giving
dead
you
season, I walk in, I'm like, what the hell?
Let's say
you don't go enough, though. You need to see some contrast.
We just had a hurricane, we'll say, and nobody can go to the park because planes are delayed, not coming in. For whatever reason, worst case scenario. Again, best case scenario, $7,200 or expensive. If you go to the park during slow season, family of 4, all the tickets, $5,400. It only saves you $2,000.
That's so expensive.
You know what I was thinking about? Did you go to the parks right when they opened up after they closed them for Milton?
Dude.
Was it dead? Because
It was
I imagine
amazing.
so many people canceled their trip because of that.
And Disney was the holdout, right? Like, I think Universal was the first one to be like, okay, we'll cancel. And then Disney was like, I don't know. They're like, Disney's
But
like you.
they only
Captain
closed-
Tom. They're like, we don't close for nothing.
But
No.
they closed for one day, and they were open back up on like Friday, right?
Yeah,
And,
it was
like,
the next. Universal Studios is, I love Universal. It's closer to my house. I go there more often. I've done Halloween Horror Nights. Me and Jem have been 18 times already this year. We love
Wow.
it. And we're going to, so the cool thing about Universal, there's that famous
I
picture.
don't think I've had sex with my wife 18 times. Like, I'm serious about that. One of them was to produce a child, but I don't. It's serious. That's a lot of Halloween Horror Nights.
It's obsessed. We love it. But there's that picture of where the Hulk roller coaster is. You know how it goes underneath the water?
Yeah.
And during the hurricane, that all flooded. So it looked like the Hulk couldn't run because it couldn't go through the water. It was like a swimming pool.
No, really?
Yeah, Universal had that thing drained the next morning. They were already running the ride again.
We drained it. We done graced up the tracks again. It's fine. We graced them.
Yeah, but so it was dead because I did think about that. I was like, man, I bet this is a good time to go to the parks if you're ever waiting for a super dead day. But I still think, I mean, there's no way you're walking on rides with no line. It's still like a little tiny line, right?
Yeah,
it's still like a
probably.
25, 30-minute wait, which isn't bad, but it's still a wait because there's the diehards like me.
Yeah. And to all the locals, they knew, they were like, oh, after the hurricane, let's go now.
Yeah. My favorite thing to do when we had our passes was to go out when it rained because I was like,
yeah.
oh, yeah, less people.
And it doesn't seem to be slowing down. I mean, they're not raising the prices, and then because they're just guessing that they're going to make more money. They've probably done the math, done the research, and like, hey, people are still going to come. People are still going to pay this, and maybe this will thin out the parks a little bit, and we'll just keep increasing. I don't know. I don't know.
I think they think that, but I have yet to really see that because the last time I've even done anything like park adjacent, it was just like even like Disney when you go out to the not City Walk, what's the Disney version?
Disney Springs.
Thank you, Disney Springs. When you go out to that, it's still slammed. I mean, it's like it's free and it's just like you put Disney's name on it and it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Well, they've talked about that for years at Disney Springs, saying here's what we're going to do. We're going to charge, annual pass holders can still come park for free, but we're going to start charging people, say, $10 to park here. And I'm like, if they charged people $10 to park there, it would still be uncomfortably full.
Yeah,
it would still be
going there. So what's going on? Let's talk a little bit about Universal before we run out of time. Is there any news about
Epic Universe.
Yeah, okay. So it's all Epic Universe is all we're talking about now.
Everything is Epic Universe. It's literally, they're still doing a great job of keeping Universal and Islands of Adventure and Volcano Bay still amazing, a lot of fun. But Epic Universe is going to raise the bar to some unparalleled points. Just with the Nintendo Land, How to Train Your Dragon's Land. They just dropped all the video for that Universal Classic Movie Monster Land.
Yeah,
it's going to be insane. It boasts that it will have the scariest roller coaster on Earth. You're on this roller coaster and movie monsters are just jumping out at you. It's going to be stupid.
And at the very end, you have to make love to Dog the Bounty Hunter. That's what makes it so scary. He's
give it a crack.
kissing you with only his front teeth, and he's tonguing your face. Oh, it's terrifying.
So for Halloween Horror Nights,
yes.
On actual Halloween, is it going to be insanely packed like you've never seen, or is it going to be a little thinned out because most people are taking their kids and I wondered
I think they should shut it down on Halloween, just to be a disruptor. Like, we don't run it on Halloween.
And is there anything special to go on actual Halloween? Do they do anything different?
I mean, it would make sense to be if you were going to go through the mazes or houses or whatever you want to call them, I would expect every character to give me their best on Halloween. If you give me your half-assery on Halloween, I'm going to be upset. I want full werewolf.
It's a changing thing. Halloween Horror Nights is a living, breathing entity. It's hilarious. If you go on opening night, they do a great job, but you can still see that they don't know where the scariest parts are. They don't know where they're going to get people. They don't know where there's going to be that moment where the boo, As you go weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks later, it gets better and scarier and more terrifying because they see what works. They know that this particular character in this particular scare zone is scary, and this other character is just one that people want to take pictures with for social media.
That's the difference between them and us. We just keep doing the same old thing. We're like, don't change anything. It's perfect.
And don't they run it through the weekend, or when does it officially close?
It closes, I think, November 2nd's the last day. They usually do it up until wherever Halloween falls. That weekend is the last one.
Okay, so Saturday. So maybe Friday, Saturday, November 1st and 2nd. Do people, is that packed? Do you think, it kind of stinks to go to Halloween Horror Nights in November?
It does. It feels a little weird. Feels a little weird.
But again, if you can see it with it being less packed, then maybe. Or to, everybody try to get it before it ends. Yeah.
I think it would be fun to come on. You go on the last day, maybe it'd be, probably less people. Which might be kind of fun.
Yeah. Although
maybe they give you something, when you go to a trade show, and I don't want to take all this garbage home. Here, take a skateboard. Maybe they'll get, here, take this skull, because we don't want these anymore. We don't want to put these away.
That's my favorite part of the year.
Yeah.
They do the big sale. I posted that video last year. At the end of the year, Universal Studios does this amazing sale. It's in the parking lot across from the Papa John's.
Somebody had diarrhea in this Ghostbuster suit, and you can buy it. It's all right.
Everything Halloween related that they don't want to keep, they sell it. It's a week long. And the first day, everything is out there with a sale price, and then you take 50% off that. And then the next day, it's 60%, 70, 80, 90. The last day you're there, you're getting T-shirts for $1.85.
Really?
Oh, my gosh. I did all my Christmas shopping last year. It was $1,400. The whole thing came to $87. I got an $80 button-up Chucky shirt for $2.85.
Oh, so you're going to a wedding.
Bingo. Yes. I hate that you're right.
I get all my fancy clothing at Universal Studios Movies gift shop.
Pinky out, baby.
And I think I remember this from years prior, Joey, but doesn't Disney do a big changeover event where it goes from Halloween to Christmas?
Yeah.
When is that happening?
That happens, I think, around the same time, early November. It's when they take...
So it's maybe this weekend.
Yeah.
Because I know EJ's wife does that. She puts out the decorations.
Oh, that's cool.
They do, they take all the Halloween stuff and then put the Christmas stuff. So don't people go 2 days in a row to see Halloween and then see the next day Christmas? Or there's something like that.
Every vlogger goes day in, day out.
EJ's saying November 1st, so it's the night of Halloween. They flip
it. Okay.
That's crazy.
It is nuts.
It is cool that they do it. See, I do like that. Look, I don't like
it
it for those people, but from what I understand, they do get paid pretty well to do that flip because it's a lot of pressure. But I do like the idea of, no, it's November, and then you wake up and you look at Disney, and it's all red and green.
I love it. I go every year.
That is the magic. When you say Disney magic, it's just humans being paid not enough money to work their ass off.
Yeah, it turns out magic is just throwing money at something.
Yeah, dude.
Hard
you
work.
can throw money at a lot of stuff, and then people are like, poof, it appears.
Yeah.
You
Also,
have an army of people.
I think that, I was thinking about this last night high, and I was like, Beetlejuice is Halloween Grinch.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
They act the same. They would hang out.
Yeah.
Grinch and Beetlejuice, I think they're bros.
Wouldn't that be the ultimate crossover film? Oh my gosh, you might have just thought of $1 billion idea.
Although I don't like to think of Grinch as being as horny as Beetlejuice, because that's weird. Right?
Well, remember the Grunch?
The Grunch.
Remember we talked about this last time with the big green.
Oh, there's a porno?
Yeah.
The Grunch?
Oh, yeah.
The parody. The Grunch.
I don't remember anything we say on this show.
And then the Grunge is with Cindy Lou. And you're like,
that's what I was referencing.
Grunch is a pedophile.
Yeah, this is not good.
Really? I'm pretty sure she's not of age yet.
She has on flat pajamas.
And all the green paint.
The dad and the mom are cool with it.
You know the paint? They have paint that lasts now.
Really?
And my dad, he told me on his deathbed, he was like, I hope I live to see paint and porno stay on the weenie. And I was like, Dad, come back. And he died. and he didn't make it, but I made it.
Why would you say that?
I don't know why I would say that. That's a crazy one.
So
I have no answer for that one.
So Joey, anything else before we get out of here?
Just because it's there, I want to make sure that SeaWorld gets a little bit of love. Hollow Scream used to be at Tampa at Busch Gardens. For the past few years, they brought it here to Orlando, Florida, so it is in SeaWorld, but it is terrifying. It is.
It's very terrifying. It's very crazy.
I have a lot of friends that work there.
What? I mean, do they
give him some love.
Do they do haunted houses and that
They
kind
do
of thing?
5 haunted houses, a few scare zones, but it's like
One of them is in the shark encounter.
yeah, it's.
No, I made that up.
Oh no, it is.
But that would be
Oh,
terrifying. Like I thought
Yeah.
about this for a minute, and I was like, why don't they? Now they would never do this because like you couldn't get away with it with the way people are sensitive. But what do sharks like to eat? Right? We know this. You know this.
Yeah.
They like rotten meat. And we knew that most sharks, at least when we went shark diving, they like to find things that are already dead and eat it, right? So you take a cow that was humanely murdered and already dead, and in the shark encounter, you just lay it over that tunnel you go over, and all the sharks are eating it and ripping it apart. That's terrifying.
You just pitched a Blumhouse movie
But
right
that
there.
would be, like, imagine going through the tunnel, and you look up, and there's a cow carcass being devoured by sharks. That's terrifying.
Yeah. The fake, or like I guess real blood, right?
Yeah, real blood.
Yeah.
Well, you drain most of it. You just see some cartilage and...
And you got the strobe lights, and it's freaking them out.
Yeah,
Their
you
brains
put the
are
strobe lights.
ramming their heads.
Bring the cow out, serve it as at the
Oh,
little
yeah, I didn't
quick
think about
service.
that part. The strobe lights are going to drive them nuts. You can't do it. Cancel it. Cancel the night. You can't do it.
And then of course, the Christmas season is basically the rest of the year after Halloween.
Is there anything new coming, like, for, the holiday? Nobody does anything for Thanksgiving? There's no Thanksgiving?
No, Thanksgiving got canceled.
Yeah.
because of its
I love
backstory.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Dude,
but
I love it. My gosh.
It's just all Christmas. Christmas is where the money's at.
Yeah.
Like it's hard. Like you, some pilgrims. Pilgrims are stinky.
Yeah.
Pilgrims are stink. I don't know if you knew this, but the Italians hate the pilgrims. Hey, is that the pilgrim? The pilgrims are stinky.
And then also, like people portray the pilgrims as being like, they're little.
No, they were
little,
diseased white man with muskets.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the
Trying to
pilgrims did
steal-
some horrible things
They were
too.
trying to steal the indigenous people's treasures.
Yeah.
Remember, we were brought up the thought that like, oh yeah, they had lunch together and it was
No. I think they hacked their hands off and stole their gold.
But
burned their ships to the ground.
They coughed smallpox on them all.
Yeah.
Was that the blanket thing or was that something else?
Well, that was later.
That was,
okay.
that
But
was
it's
Michael
a-
Jackson, you idiot. I'm joking.
Is that kid still named Blanket?
Well, I mean, I don't think he goes by Blanket anymore. I think once he turned 18, he's like, you know what? I'm Steve now.
He's managed to stay out of the limelight, right?
Put a blanket on.
You never say anything about Blanket.
I mean,
right?
he hit the peak. He, like, most embarrassing thing ever. My dad held me over a crowd of people where I could have died, could have fallen to my death. And he called me Blanket. And his nose fell off. And then my dad's nose fell off. I love you, Dad.
And there's some other stuff.
Yeah, there's some other stuff. There's a horrible birthmark on my dad's penis. And his nose fell off.
Maron. So
you can't say that.
Yeah, you can say,
I can't say that?
No, you can't say
Oh
that.
my gosh, I'm sorry. My bad.
No, I'm not joking. I have no idea what you just said.
Oh, just
I thought it was a racial slur.
no, not at all. It's just
Okay.
frustrated. No, sorry. No.
I don't know.
Tom got happy and sad at the same time 'cause he loves racial slurs, but he knows he can't say them. Okay.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more corporate time.
God, I love you guys. Oh my gosh.
Why is that making me laugh?
Holy shit. Are we up the air?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we're not. We're not.
Oh,
on the air
shit.
yet. We're not
off the
recording.
air.
We're off the air. Hold
Okay.
on. Let me save
We're
this.
still
And then
on
we don't have any.
something.
Do we
On
have
the
anything
internet?
else to record? Yeah.
Yeah, no, we got to record segment 2 and segment 4.
Shit.
God, it feels good.
That made me laugh. All right, Tuesday.
Yeah, dude. It just the concept and the thought of if you want to take your kids for a 4-day Disney park, you stay at a Disney hotel,
Oh, yeah.
and you buy those passes. You're looking at $15,000 just to kill 4 days with your family.
Yeah. no,
$15,000.
That's insane. Could you imagine the real rich people that don't give a fuck about money? Like, they're dropping 50.
Dude.
Easy.
So I took excuse me. I took a family on tour one time. Absolutely love the guy. Great. He comes back every year to visit me. I've referenced him on the show a couple of times. I've told stories about him because he's just such a nice guy. And back on. He comes down and he goes, Joey, I don't want to have to keep track of all of my expenditure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put everything on my room charge at the Hard Rock. They're staying at the Hard Rock Hotel. They stayed in the Graceland suite. That's the Elvis suite. That's the most expensive room in that hotel. It was $5,300 a night just to stay there. It was gorgeous.
Damn.
Dude, I've seen it a few times. They have Elvis's baby grand piano in that room. You can play it and just hang out.
We did a party up there.
You mean
that's a Hard Rock Live?
The Hard Rock Live has the linen room.
The linen room. Yeah, I go there all the time. I love that.
Different thing.
So
wait a minute. We are there. We saw Willie Nelson's wagon wheel.
You motherfucker. We're not even doing the show. We're talking to Twitch here.
Fucking around.
Got a little bit confused about what the hell rooms were.
I saw Alice Cooper's top hat.
I love you guys. But so he's standing up there and he goes, I want to put everything on my room charge. It's like, well, they'll do that. You have your little room key. And he goes, we put you on our room, so if you need anything, feel free to charge it to the room. And I'm like, if I got a bottle of water, I'm like, hey, I'm going to go get a bottle of water. He's just put it on the room charge. I'm like, but they're $6. He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Get a $6 bottle of water, come back a little bit later. He's like, hey, I want one of those turkey legs. I'm like, okay, they're like $12. He goes, quit telling me how much S-word costs.
I don't give
a shit. He goes, quit telling me how much shit costs. Just go buy me stuff. Like, he was getting mad at me because I kept telling him the prices.
Suck my dick.
Honestly, that's how rich he is. Don't tempt me with a good time.
Yeah.
I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
If a rich guy told me, he's like, hey, Dan, I'll give you $20,000, you jack me off. I'd be like, I was like, where's Tom at?
Can I wear a glove?
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems
where's
better
Tom
with a glove.
But so for 3 days, just
I would like
3
to
days.
use the glove and then take the glove off and then put it over the penis.
Like a dog poop.
Like
It's artsy.
Yeah, like a dog poop.
I dig it. But so for 3 days with his family, 4 people, it was, whenever we cashed him out at the very end of this thing, just for 3 days at the park, his room charge alone was $68,000.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah, you've talked about this
I
guy
have.
before. He's always
$68,000.
Well, every time he sees you, doesn't his vacations are $100,000 a piece, right?
What he does is the first thing he
damn.
does is he pulls up. And Joey, good to see you again. We got to go to the ATM. And he goes to the ATM and he pulls out about $2,000 and he gives me hundreds and 20s. And he says, if I point to this guy, you give him 20. If I address him by name, give him 100. And that's just all he does. He tips everybody he sees. Like I feel like I'm in the Goodfellas movie. It's scary with him. Like if he addresses the guy by name, it's because he remembers him. He's like, that's the guy that took my bags up to the room. Give him $100. I'm like, well, he already took your bags up. He goes, I know. Give him another 100. I like his hair. And I'm like,
What kind of money do you pull in a week to be blowing that much where it doesn't matter? Is it like you're pulling in $50,000 a week or some shit? You know what I'm saying?
No, it's more than that. It's a lot more than that.
Okay, so he's making millions upon millions?
He's one of the 1,000 richest men in America.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he lets me know that every time he comes back.
Imagine just having where money doesn't even enter into the discussion of any decision you ever, because it's just a number you have infinite amount of.
I'm like that, but I don't have the money. I have that thought. I do what I just, and then Andrea's like, "What have you done?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "What? What did I do?"
Yeah.
And then she's like, "What have you done?"
It just it's something where it's not pleasing to me for whatever reason. Like I don't want that amount of one resource.
It's Temu gross.
Well, it's just when you have an infinite amount of one resource, it just doesn't seem like it matters, and then it seems to diminish the quality of life to me. I know that sounds insane, but like I need there to be some finite amount where it actually means a little. You know, I guess maybe if you're buying mega yachts and shit, like, you know, obviously you can't afford to buy $10-30 million yacht. You know what I'm saying? Like, but in the 68,000 is my $68.
My dream is to have so much money that I'm sick of it. Like to have so much money that I'm sick of money.
We need a 17 and a 6 minutes. It's not a lot. You want to hang out?
Love to.
Yeah. You want to just do voicemails?
Yeah,
and
let's do a
emails?
17-minute voicemail.
Because I hate burning a.
Want me to get you a beer?
No, I'm good right now, but thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you.
Cool.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, let's do a couple of emails, too.
You know what? I'll take a beer. I'm joking, Joey.
Aw.
I gotta fucking work
How
out.
dare you? How dare you,
I
sir?
have shit to do.
How dare you?
I gotta work out. I gotta take Max to break dancing later.
Sit on Santa's lap and he says, here's your present. JK, and throws it away. You penis.
Give us a drink
Damn
in the
you.
middle of the day.
Yes, you can. Yes, you
I
can.
would love to.
All your friends are doing it. Come on. Don't you want to be cool?
This one.
Athletes are doing it.
Okay, here we go. I got a couple of emails.
I don't think they are.
Yes, they are. My athletes are. Those are the strongman competition guys.
I got a couple of emails. Let me get these voicemails here. This is only 17, so... Excuse me? Come here, boys. There we are. Somebody sent me an email that AJ, the Big Boom, and Big Justice from the Costco guys are going to be on AEW Wrestling.
No effing.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch that.
Oh, God.
If they fuck with the Rizzler, I'll be mad because the Rizzler's the best one. The other two suck, but Rizzler is good. All right. Why don't you bring us back?
All right.
Here we go. 3, 2.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Let's do some voicemails.
All righty. Let's actually voicemail and email because I got a couple of these. I want to hit them before they become obsolete. This is from BDM Drew. He says, just listening to Friday's free show. Pardon me. Just listening to Friday's free show. Jungle Gyms was a chain. 30 years ago, my girlfriend worked at one near the Volusia Mall in Daytona Beach. I remember her studying the menu as the waitstaff had to memorize more than 200 different burgers as they were not allowed to write their orders down at the table. Did you know that?
What?
I gotta look this up. 200 different burgers.
Seems like that's going to cause a lot of problems.
There was a Jungle Gyms in Pittsburgh. It was 4 stories tall.
I knew you would know about Jungle Gyms. Dude,
Yeah.
Jungle Gyms, I've been getting more email about the dumb Jungle. You know what really triggered people when I mentioned Jungle Gyms? And I didn't know I was going to trigger this many people in saying this. For some reason, everybody my age, between like 40 and 48, has a memory of the little plastic monkey that would hang on the side of your Jungle Gyms
Yeah.
glass.
100%.
What happened to those little plastic monkeys? We need to bring those back. I'll start putting those in every BDM t-shirt sold. Every Dominate item sold, you get a free plastic monkey.
Like the plastic monkey from Barrel of Monkeys.
Yeah,
with the
kinda.
hook hands.
Kind of like
Yeah.
that.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
very
right.
similar to like a barrel of monkey.
I feel like
Somebody has a picture of the menu online. Oh, here's what it looked like inside.
Yeah.
Tom, okay, here. This is
Yeah.
the first time I've ever been able to find a picture of it inside. So it had like these crazy ass like giraffe heads and, it looked like, and it had the elephant. You sat on an elephant foot.
All right.
See that? I don't know if you can see that. You sat on a severed elephant foot for a stool. It's
okay.
like poachers. It's like, look, all the poachers that chopped all the elephant's feet off. And that's what you were sitting on. Where can I get one of these? I got to get one of these, dude. Where can I get a Jungle Gyms poached elephant foot stool? Oh, God, they were so cool. But I can't find that. I'm trying to find the menu. Somebody said they put the menu online of the 200 different burgers.
I'll give you the quickest version of it. Jungle Gyms is literally American Ninja Warrior meets Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, really?
That's exactly what it was. We used to love it, man. I was 14, 15 years old. We were still going there. Me and my buddies in high school and all the girls that we used to hang out with would go there all the time.
I mean, there were just I remember that it was the first place there. It blew my dad's mind, Jungle Gyms, because it was the first place I'd ever been to where my dad's like reading the menu. And it was a time when my dad had just gotten, and we're going through this now. So I got to witness what my dad was doing as I'm doing it now. I remember my dad had his reading glasses in his pocket in a little leather case, and they were little readers. And he took the little leather case out. He took his reading glasses out, just like you and I do. And he was looking at this ginormous mega Jungle Gyms menu. And I remember him pointing out one specific burger that he thought was absolutely insane. And he was like, peanut butter and jelly on a goddamn hamburger? No way. No, not for me. That's a no for me, dog.
That's
like 100% that my dad thought that was the craziest thing he'd ever seen. Peanut butter and jelly on a hamburger. It should not happen. It should not be a thing. But apparently it is.
I remember when I was younger and I saw Pulp Fiction and they went to the 1950s themed restaurant where they ate. Like the booth was a car,
like a Johnny Rockets or something.
Yeah. And then it was like all themed, and I thought, I was like, at the time I was like, oh, I bet there's all these themed restaurants out there for adults that are cool, and there's not that many themed restaurants.
No,
really, you know what I'm saying? And then there's a themed restaurant.
Themed restaurants are hard, I think.
In the park, Joey, that you can eat in a car. I forgot there was
you're
Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater at Hollywood Studios. Yep.
That actually is still pretty fun. It's weird eating and it being that dark, but it's still pretty fun.
The problem is that you sit. It's supposed to be a drive-in, so you got 2 seats in front, 2 seats in back, 2 seats behind that. So if you're a family of 6, you have like mom and a little one in the front, and then dad and a little one in the second seat, and then 2 kids behind you, and it's impossible to monitor all your children at once.
Yeah, no, I remember eating that. I think we took the kids there when they were real young or whatever. Me and Crystal ate there, and it was like $127.
Oh, yeah, for a hamburger.
And I'm like, this would be better on heroin.
That'll make it better, too. When you make those comments.
Pulp Fiction
Yeah, this is what I do. When you make those comments, it makes it better when you just start crapping on the day. I'm good for that. I'm really good at that.
So
let's try this voicemail right here.
What's up, guys? Ben with the Y here. Hey, I was calling about the cell phone thing when you were saying, take away the cell phones for the kids that are in school and on the BDM show. And listen, if you've ever tried to call up to a school, like my daughter goes to Lake Brantley High School, and I'll stand by it. You don't have to bleep it out. They don't answer the goddamn phone. You call up there, they won't answer the phone. Like, I've called every single extension there when they say, dial this, dial that, when you dial the operator.
Wait a minute, all the extensions? Every single one?
What are you calling them about?
Well, I'm just bored. I don't want to do my job, so I sit at my job, and I call my daughter's school, and I dial every single extension in the hopes of getting somebody.
No one answers the phone. So the only way you can relay information to your child is if they have their cell phone. That is the only way. And then to add to that, with our kids, so my son's 18 now, my daughter is 14. We didn't give them cell phones until they had a need to get in contact with us or they had someone to call. So my son, I think he didn't get his cell phone until he was in 9th grade because we were like, who you calling? You got no one to call. You know what I mean? Like, we're here. If you need to talk to anybody, you can use our phone.
You don't have any friends. You have no one to call. You're not getting a cell phone until you get some friends.
My daughter got one in 7th grade because she went away and stayed a night at a friend's house, and they went on a trip, and we wanted to be able to get in touch with her, so we ended up getting her a cell phone for that. So anyway, hey, love you guys.
Love you too, buddy. I dread the cell phone. I don't want to. It's coming.
I guess, what does that matter at the end of the day? It's like breast milk. Cell phones are like breast milk.
I'm listening.
At a certain,
I'm roaming.
It doesn't, at a certain, when everybody's middle age, it's all the same. Like, you don't give your kid a cell phone until they're 18, or you give them one at 9. I feel like they're going to all be the same when they're 38. It's like nothing. No, there's not going to be very little
it'll
different.
Shake itself out. Well, it is going to be different for everybody because everybody's different, right? I mean, it just makes sense. Maisie has asked for a cell phone, and I just tell her no. I just say you're not ready for one. Now, she does have an Apple Watch that she can text me and her mom and her grandparents on,
Cool.
So that's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, the kids have, and it's really not even about like the social media. Crystal's like, I don't want them on social media and all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't want them to have direct access to the worst thing you could possibly think of because that's what the internet gives you. And it's like, no matter what, I imagine people are curious. I've told the story before. I'm not going to say it again. But you can search for anything, and it'll show it. Anything. Yeah. And then some
now you can just create it. You can make, if it's not there, AI will create it for you.
I wonder if that is going to cause less trauma when AI can create anything. So then you're like looking at everything, you're just doubting whether it's real or not. Like when I saw the things that I searched for back in the late 90s, I knew it was real.
Yeah.
There was no way.
It was grainy. It looked like a murder. It looked like a murder.
Did you have
photo.
that channel, the Scramble channel?
Like Jurassic Park just came out, and the CGI wasn't that good.
You're like, wait a minute. Like, you didn't even need 1 second of looking at it. You're like, it's authenticated.
Yeah. So, but in the future, I guess it could look as real as the real stuff. So then maybe it's less damaging if it's all like questionable real. I don't know. Anyway, it's what are you gonna do? There's nothing you can do.
Let's try this email right here. This is to a corporate time. Dan, Tom, and special guest of hanging around. That would be you, Joey.
Thank you.
I was taking a stroll on Sunday morning in the downtown Orlando area where I came upon 3 separate photo shoots. Number 1, engagement. Number 2, family. Number 3, baby. At Dickerson Azalea Park on Washington Street. I was just curious if you had any suggestions on locations in Orlando, Central Florida, to do photo shoots. I'm prideful enough to consider hiring a professional photographer to take dating profile pics rather than ask friends and help in taking pictures of me. Thank you, Clay.
I've got it.
They do a lot around the lake here.
Yeah, the lake here. I mean, Moonjet Photography. Tony Moonjet, our buddy, he has like places around. We've done photo shoots with our boys at. Yeah. There's some Winter Park Lake. Park.
What was the one where you dressed them up like they're little Goodfellas? Like they're like little Goombas.
Cool.
They had the fedoras.
That was at Lou Gardens.
That was pretty.
Like Lou Gardens, you could do photo shoots at.
Yeah.
And then there's
any rich person's yard. I feel like they'll just come out and yell at you. You just walk away. It's like no big deal.
Here's some advice: head towards the money. That's wherever the money's at. That's where the photos are at.
I did see a guy over here by the Baldwin fountain.
Yeah.
You know, the one that rolls through there's a main drag in Baldwin where all the rich mansions are.
Yeah,
I don't live around that, okay?
Yeah.
I think everybody knew that. But there is a waterfall there, and that waterfall bridge, there's always a pregnant woman holding her belly with a man behind her holding the belly too. And they're always taking photos, always.
That's funny.
Where do you got, Joey?
The best one, and this is one that nobody has ever done. So whoever does this first, you better hurry up and trademark it. Nobody has ever proposed to their wife in front of Cinderella's castle at Magic Kingdom.
No, he's doing jokes. He's got jokes.
Never. It's almost like I didn't see it 7 times in one day. So nobody ever does it. So make sure you do it and be the first one and make sure you hashtag it.
But you're only doing that because that's what she wants. You're not doing that. You know it's unoriginal, right?
It's
like me getting engaged to my wife on on Christmas Eve or around the time of Christmas. You know what I mean?
I thought you were going to stop it at me getting engaged to my wife, and I'm like, wait.
No, like I did it. Like what I did was such a cliche, and it was so unoriginal. It sucked.
I like when you're on the one knee in front of Cinderella's castle, you tell her, get ready for a life very unlike Cinderella. Because it's wholly downhill from here. And there won't be birds putting on your dress.
I manage an H.H. Craig, and they just closed our location.
There's going to be the cops showing up at our house for domestic violence. I'm sorry.
There is a high probability of domestic violence there, especially in that area and around the theme park area. A lot of wife beaters.
Oh my gosh.
Look at the maps.
Yeah.
Look at the maps. A lot of pedophiles around our studio for some reason. That's very, very odd.
Let's do another voicemail.
All right. Hold on, buddy. I got to go back in here and get them now. I closed out the. If you want to leave us a voicemail. It's super easy to do. You can call 1-844-TOMNDAN or show@tomanddan.com if you would like to leave us a voicemail message or an email message.
Yo, BDM Neil here. If y'all have EJ in only once a month and you still pay him, even if you don't pay him, twice a month during football season is deserved. Because it's football season. Give it to my boy. Love y'all. Peace.
People do love EJ. We've had a few people reach out.
I thought the BDMs were all yelling that they hated him.
They were, but I think that was only because somebody anonymously said they hated him on the BDM page, and whenever anybody says that, and you know it's bothering him, you're going to say, I hate him too, right?
Yeah. And EJ has to take off work to come in here, and
couldn't he just not show up? And they'd be like...
I don't think they'd even know.
Yeah, I don't think they'd be like, where the hell's our best guy? Right? I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. And he used to do it once a week, and then we got pushed back about that big time. Then I had an awkward text conversation with him.
I hate to talk about a person that has a segment while there's another person that has a segment here.
Yeah.
But I will say that I very much enjoyed EJ's segment more when he was doing it at his job, and then his boss Toshiba would yell at him. That was the best version of this other version of him coming in is fine, but it's just not the Toshiba days. It doesn't have the zest that it had. Like he was always like disheveled, and she'd be like, "What are you doing?" He'd be like, "Hold on, guys." I'd be like, "Yeah," and then off mic he'd be like, "Yeah. Oh, I'll get the copies done. Yeah, I promise. I'll do it. Okay, bye. Sorry, Toshiba was a real bitch." Oh, that was the best. It was the best. Those were the best ones.
Let's do another voicemail.
All right. Let's do this one right here. Hopefully I can play it.
Hey, gang. It's Zach from Ohio. So I would like to enjoy sex dreams like everyone else does. But when I have a sex dream, when the woman comes on to me, I'm like, oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm married. And I think, damn, I really want to fuck. But I'm not going to do that because that's fucked up. I'm married. I love my wife. And then you wake up and you think, what the hell? Why can't I? This is what lucid dreaming should be about. It should be about knowing that you're asleep, you're dreaming, and you can fuck whoever you want, and then you can cum your pants.
Oh, wow.
3 times.
That's my fault.
Yeah.
That's my fault. That's
Yeah.
me.
See,
What part of Ohio are you from, sir?
much like Zach, I too will think that when I'm in a dream where I'm like, I can't cheat on.
I think it makes you a better person. I think it makes you a better person because I always go for it.
But then, well, I
do. I like, and that. What does that say about me? I think it's a poor reflection on me that in my dreams I'm a brave little toaster. I'm the brave little toaster in my dreams.
Dude, what a great reference. I remember that movie.
Yeah, but I do. I have woken up before, and the sex with the woman in my dream was so real that I look over and I'm like, I have to do that again. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, that was amazing.
I think that subconsciously it's your wife every time. I think that you're too good of a guy and you wouldn't do that. I think that it is your wife. You just don't know.
This guy's ride or die right here. This
All right.
guy's ride or die.
So
I appreciate that.
I'm not sure if I should even say this.
Okay, I like these. I love these. These are my favorites.
Yeah,
That last one that I said was one of mine. The last one that I just said was one of mine.
I don't even know if I want to put it out there. I shouldn't even talk about it.
Okay.
But I'll have the dream. I'll be like, wait a minute, I'm not going to cheat on my wife. I love my wife. I'll ruin my family.
But then
all
I
that.
pop up in your dream. I'm like, do it, man. What are you doing?
But
what
then
are you, pussy man?
I'll have some, I guess, like lucid feeling pop in my head where I'm like, wait, hold on, this is a dream. But then the girl that was coming on to me was
She's like, I don't want this if this is a dream.
she's like, well, this is not the same deal anymore.
If it's a dream, it's not real. She's like, I only want it if you're willing to really cheat on your wife. And you're like, what a conundrum.
And then I'm like, well, this is a dream. Should I take it anyway?
Yeah. Oh, that's your wife tricking you in your mind. That's your wife in your own mind.
And then I'm like, what the hell? And then
That's
I'm like,
Crystal inside of you.
Well, no. Then I'm like confused, and I wake up in a cold sweat, and I'm like,
you're like, am I
what
gay?
did I just think?
I think I'm gay. You're like, yeah.
You guys are awesome. I never have these dreams. All my dreams are like, oh man, this is the best pizza I've ever eaten in my life. And did I
What are
really
you,
just
baby? In all of my dreams, I'm cutting people's heads off and cheating on my wife. Every dream is extreme violence and extreme sex.
You guys are amazing.
What's unfortunate is I don't dream at all, and that stinks.
my God.
Yeah, I have no
I feel
dreams.
like you are handicapped. I feel like that is sad.
I have no dreams.
I have some scary. Some of them are bad.
Crystal only has nightmares though, which
Yeah.
I'd rather have nothing than only nightmares.
Yeah, that's true.
She
That's
has
true.
only.
It's like I have an unlimited supply of turd sandwiches.
and she wakes up scared every single morning.
Oh.
And I'm like, good God.
Yeah, I kinda do too.
What the hell? She'll be like, do you want to hear the horrible dream I had last night? I'm like, no, I don't.
That's
why
supportive. That's
why
good.
would you even want to tell me?
Yeah. Why would you?
I only have dreams on days that I drink, and that's unfortunate.
Oh, that's called a problem.
Back to you, Dan.
All right, we got to get out of here. Do you want to plug anything? Is there anything you need to plug?
Everything's awesome. If you guys would do me a favor, only because it's free, my wife has an Etsy page where she makes clothing and things for the theme parks. Really cool. Just go on to Etsy, look for stores. It's the Gem Jam, TheGemJam. Free to favorite her thing. It's just the more favorite she has, the higher it bumps her up in the scale. So yeah,
Makes
throw her a
sense.
bone. I appreciate it.
Makes sense.
Will she make me a grunge costume?
Oh, 100%. Big old cucumber on the bottom.
All right. We will be right back.
That was great.
And we got to do a 6, and then we're done. That's funny.
You guys are amazing. Just the shit you come up with on the fly. Well done.
I don't know if it's amazing, but
Yeah.
that's it. It's funny. All right.
Got to triple bleep that dude. That was awesome.
Oh, God, I know, right? This will be 13.
Let me segment 2.
Okay. We can just do a few more voicemails if you want to.
Yeah, and I feel like there was something that we were going to talk about.
I had a couple of how long to stand on one leg we had. We had the we mentioned the swordfish lady. We had the stupid old light bulb. Oh, I got a quick something in the email that we can do too.
Okay. Let's do that.
All right. All right. Why don't you bring us back? In 3, 2.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
Just sort of an update, because this one was weird because we talked about this and then we really never came back to it. But I don't know if you remember, a few weeks ago we talked about the movie Roadhouse.
Okay.
With old
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Jake Gyllenhaal, thank you. And also Conor McGregor. By the way, have you seen lately that Conor McGregor is completely out of control partying again? Like, the guy's like super puffy faced, drunk all the time, knocking crap around, yelling and screaming.
I have seen him on TikTok.
He's
he was
wild.
Like getting in some altercations with some people.
Yeah. He's just I kind of look at him and I think you are that way for real.
There's a little bit of the character of Conor McGregor that is reality.
Yeah,
and
a lot of it, I think.
But
it's weird.
It's just an exaggerated version of himself, I think. But there's some of that. He's not just like outside of the character in the limelight. All of a sudden, this guy's like perfectly behaved.
No. He's a fighting animal. He's a wild one.
And after that Mayweather fight, he got paid.
Well, that's when they say, I mean, like all the video documentation and in the news, they're basically equating the Mayweather fight to, and that payday to, the turn in his behavior. You know, like once you've made that amount of money for basically doing very, very little. And I mean, like.
And now he used the fame to just have a bunch of deals. He's got his whiskey that he makes a ton of money. And then
Proper 12, and I've never tried it.
And then with the other endorsements and stuff, like the money's still flowing in. But now he's basically got an unlimited amount after the Mayweather.
And so we talked about him starring in the movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, the movie Roadhouse. And it was said by multiple male and female listeners that we have, not that it would matter, but I think it would matter because, Jake's a good-looking guy, right? Like, you don't cast him in that movie to not look beautiful, that there was a horrible cyst on his back that in watching the movie Roadhouse made it, like, totally distracting. You couldn't focus on any of the fight scenes because of the cyst on his back, and somebody's freeze-framed it. There it is. You can see it. On the right hand, or it'd be on his left shoulder on the right hand side, you can see this cyst.
Okay, the little bump.
It's a little bump. My dad had one of those. We were talking about.
Yeah, so did my dad. Yeah.
Does every dad have one of these?
I think you just develop
cysts?
Like random cysts. You
got any cysts?
Nah.
No cysts? Yeah.
I
don't be afraid.
That's gnarly looking though, dude.
I don't have any cysts. I do have a big pore. I have a big pore right here on my neck.
Okay.
That my daughter sees, and she goes, ew! Like, it's like, I've reached that part of my life. where my daughter's like, ew, look at you, your ass is red, ew! This is my daughter talking to me all the time. She's like, you need to do skincare. I can't do anything about that. It's just the way my pores grew.
You look at ingrown hair, right?
But no, it's like it's permanent. It's just like a pore that is bigger than the other pores, and it collects dirt and oil, so I have to clean it. It's gross. It is gross. I'm gross.
No.
Is that what you wanted to hear?
There's still a social media thing about like the Dr. Pimple Popper and like all the like popping pimples and cysts and stuff are still
some of these
popular.
Look like medical procedures. When you're using the hook that you stick in my molars at the dentist on a pimple, that's not a pimple.
It's gross.
It is. I can't do it. I can't do any of those videos, dude. I can't do them.
People like it though.
No, I can't.
Like they like.
You're a sick person. If you're like, oh, that was a television. That was like I was gonna say that was a television show. I was gonna be very European to you. That was a show that people would be like, oh, it's on 8 o'clock. Get in here. Get the popcorn. Dr. Pimple Popper's on.
Well, I hate when
That's
people.
a show, right?
When they call it therapeutic, they're like, "Oh, it's very therapeutic to watch." I'm like, "What are you talking about? It looks like a volcano erupted. It's gross."
And then they made fidget toys, like because Maisie's asked for them a couple times, where it's like a pad, and then you put the slime in it, and then you push the pad, and it simulates a pimple.
Okay,
I'm like, no, you're not getting that.
Out.
I'm like, the goal is to not get pimples, not to buy them and use them. Like, oh, I bought and I'm done with fidget toys and magnets. Done with them. Because my entire algorithm now is like, I get all the Kickstarter and all the GoFundMes for people that want to we improve your focus with this magnet toy. You don't need that. You don't need twiddle your thumbs. You don't need no magnet toy. The magnet toys, that's what's wrong with the world. We didn't have our magnets. We can't think. I get so mad about that. Meanwhile, every pet in America is eating these magnet toys. They're getting stuck to their intestines.
I miss when the only thing that was, I guess, you fidgeted with or you messed with
it's your
was
penis.
Well, the thing that had 1,000 needles, and then you put your hand through it, and it shows the impression.
Yeah,
that was it. Like in the '90s, that
one of your
was
friends
all.
would do his ball.
Yeah. It's that was the only thing that we had.
That's what we had.
Is a bunch of needles, and you're like, look at my hand, look at my face, stuck my.
No,
tongue
I'm gonna mess up everybody's algorithm now. The one that's on my algorithm, I can't get it off. There's 2 products that I absolutely despise and hate, and I'm going to war on both these products, and I hate them. The first one are those pants where you don't wear underwear, and their competitor is Lululemon. They're just pants. They're like not Joybird, something bird. Those guys and Specs. The Specs, the little magnet Specs. It's like, these are Specs. This will really get you to focus. I'm done. Over the Specs. Specs, I'm done with you.
They're like little pebbles that are magnets.
Yeah,
you put them all together.
I'm at war with Specs. That's just destroying the earth. We don't need that. You put magnets everywhere. There's just scattered magnets all over the place. A bunch of magnet trash everywhere. You're sourcing Chinese magnets, covering them in rubber, and just throwing them all over the world, Specs. I'm done with you.
There's a depressing
bird dogs. Thank you, chat room. Bird dogs. I'm at war with bird dogs because who wants to wear a pair of pants where you get poo in them? And I'm done with Specs, the magnet focusing toy. Nobody needs to focus so much that they have to carry around a little pocket of magnets.
What happened, Joey?
I'm gonna say and I don't like the idea of not wearing underwear because you know as well as I do after you go pee. You're not done.
No, exactly.
You shake it 4,000 times. You're not done.
So everybody that's wearing these bird dogs has yellow and brown behind.
It's just there's that puddle right there.
You're walking around in.
Are there a liner of some sort?
Yeah, there's a liner in there, but you're supposed to wear them. And on a Monday, you put on your bird dogs and you're walking all around. And then Tuesday, put them right back on. Gross. That is gross.
The liner costs more than the pants. That's how they get you.
I don't think you can replace them. It's a non-replaceable liner. You have to wash them.
Oh.
These are no underwear. I've marked about this before, but this is the year I changed some things around here. I'm done with it. And Lululemon, I'm coming for you next with your pants. Why do you think I call underwear pants protectors? That's what they're for. Yeah, you're not supposed to it's like when my dad used to wear a chamois in his bike shorts. Well, that's only good for one use. You ride to Umatilla and back. That's what my dad would do. That was his route. My dad would ride to Umatilla on his 18 speed and ride back, and then he'd take them off, and they're done. You don't wear them again on Tuesday. Bird dogs, what are you, disgusting animals? You've got poop ass.
Well, maybe they're for a younger generation that doesn't have the same problems as
everybody
us
has
middle-aged
those
men.
No, everybody has those problems. All of them.
Well, when you're younger, things are tighter. And they're not as willy-nilly loose.
Yeah, I don't know why everything's got to be action now. You ever notice that you can't buy a pair of pants that doesn't have a sideways cell phone pocket on it? I want some good old-fashioned dungarees. I want some nice khaki dungarees. That's no pockets, 2 in the front, 1 in the back for my wallet, like an American man. What's wrong with American man khaki dungarees? I know Melissa's going to clip this and make me look really old. But I feel like your grandpa would high-five me when I'm saying this.
Oh, yeah. Then you should...
I can't stand the action pocket. You've been wearing them, too. You wear space-age action pocket. This guy's wearing shorts. They're 3 inches long. They have a space-age action pocket on the side to hide his cell phone. It's like, what is happening with the world?
Well, that's keep it to my leg when I'm running. I can't just put it in my pocket. It just slaps me.
It slaps you good.
Yeah.
We got to get out of here.
We will see you tomorrow.
It's just me screaming.
We just have to do 7, right?
Yeah. Anything between 6 and 12 would have been fine. Cool. We split the difference, which is good.
Excellent.
Thank you, buddy. That was fun.
Thank you. You guys are the best.
I started sweating because I'm screaming about nothing. It doesn't even matter to me that much.